We're going to move from education now into a sector that's really also very important for Miami historically and for the future, and that's fintech. So we're going to talk about finance and digital banking in Latin America. And so if you will please do me a favor of welcoming to the stage Herman Pugliese-Bassi, who is the co-founder of Technisys. Thank you so much, Herman.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I am starting with a video here, so you have to pay attention to the screens and to the subtitles because the video has no sound. So for starting, I'm going to start with this video. So speaking about disruption in the financial services industry, we're going to start asking Amazon, did Amazon kill the retail industry? We think that Amazon didn't kill it. They killed themselves by offering a very bad customer experience. So did Netflix kill Blockbuster? No, Blockbuster killed themselves by charging high fees for late returns. And did Apple kill the music industry? No, they killed themselves, forcing the customers to buy a full album of 20 songs. So what about banking? Are the banks dying? Well, we'll figure it out today. But before speaking about what banks are doing, we want to see what's the landscape in the Americas of these digital customers that are raising. Latin America has 157 million digital customers, while North America has 79 million. So with this landscape, we understand that there's a huge opportunity behind digital banking. 41% of the banks consider millennials the most important segment, while 62% of financial service consumers are digital nomads. What is digital nomads? Are those who can switch easily from bank to bank, searching for the best customer experience. Now, to understand what the banks are doing, we perform a survey in Latin America. We interviewed 63 banks in 14 countries with 250 to 60 million customers. And this sample represents more than 10% of the banking industry in Latin America. So we'll go through what the banks are doing to catch up with these digital consumers. Starting by saying that only 22% of the banks are well prepared to serve digital customers. In this study, we classify the banks among digital leaders, digital branding conservatives, and late adopters. So digital leaders represent 22%. Even though this may be a very low percentage, we found out that this percentage is growing fastly in the last years. So now we are finding that the customers are more digital than the banks. So 40%, 47% of the banking clients can do most of the operations online. So this means that they are not going to the bank. But there's still a 53% that would like to use the bank online, but they can't. And only 26% can offer a full digital onboarding. Digital onboarding means not going to a bank, not signing a paper, not having a personal interview while signing up, for being a customer of the bank. So there's still low on that space. Now, what's happening in the US? Because we compare with another study that we did the year before in the US. In the US, we have almost the same landscape, where the bigger banks are the innovators and those who achieve, the digital leadership. But then among the medium-sized banks between 1 and 10 billion, 44% of them says that they are behind, that they are not, they didn't catch up to the market. Also, these US banks consider new generations as 33% and digital customers as 25%. So it's a big, customer segment, the digital customers nowadays for the banks, either in Latin America or in the US, where we found the same environment on digital banking. But there is good news for the banks, because almost 60% of the banks said that they are well prepared. They are starting to invest. So everybody's seeing what is going on in the industry and how to proceed. So everybody is preparing for the next digital era. And so they are investing in several digital technologies that help create new experience. These technologies are 69% said that they do cloud computing, 61% goes big data, and 61% is working already on chatbots. There is a huge percentage as well working in facial recognition. So this is almost a conclusion that all the banks are working highly and investing highly in this technology that will help them transform into this new digital space. But there's we miss something here. The banks with technology, with evolution, with digital, they miss one thing: the culture. This important aspect of the digital transformation is the culture. And 59% of the banks are saying that this is the biggest culture, the biggest challenge for transforming into a digital culture, the company into a digital culture. So this transformation process, it's all about the people. 31% of the banks mentioned that the digital team is still struggling to convince the old guard, while 26% found out that the digital people is still on some silos within the bank. So what are the banks doing in this to solve this big, huge challenge that they have? Well, thinking of fintechs. Fintechs, we think, and they think that fintechs are not the enemies. In fact, 9 out of 10 banks consider fintechs as potential partners or potential acquisitions. So in this way, we see a completely new landscape in financial services where banks can interact through open APIs with fintechs and can create a whole new ecosystem of open financial services. Why? Because now the banks are thinking that their company should be a technology company. And that's why many banks started to create a digital bank from scratch. So they started to create new fintechs, new financial technology companies from scratch, from the beginning, and trying to serve the digital customers. And this is the way we assume that there's going to be, in the near future, a complete new digital banking experience. Thank you.